Hey, my name is Reece. I'm a photographer and a filmmaker, and today I'm going to be making a video about my recent trip to Hawaii and San Diego, where I caught some of it on film. So this video is going to turn out a lot differently than how I expected, because I thought I would have a lot more photos to share, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to tell the story of what not to do when you're expecting to shoot film on travel. So for this trip, I decided to take 35mm in medium format. For my 35, I used my Olympus OM10. I used Gold 200, Ektar 100, and Pro Image 100. So I ended up using the Mamiya RB67 for my medium format, which normally I really love. The reason that this kind of didn't really work out this time was because normally when you take a photo, you rewind and set your film, you have to take out the dark slide before you do that. I did not do that for 2 rolls out of 3 that I brought. And the only roll that I got was in San Diego. I didn't get any of Hawaii on this camera, which I am very mad at myself for doing, but it's okay because I can always go back. I realized that the failure is not in never trying. Oh, I said that wrong. The failure is in never trying. The failure is not trying and having it end up not how you expected. Or also failing with not even getting anything. Maybe that's a failure in and of itself. Here are some samples from the Olympus. And here's the one roll I got on my Mamiya. I used Lomo 800 for these. So my first point is you can do a lot more with less. So when I was in Hawaii, I ended up doing a few hikes, which I was gonna turn as my main opportunities to go explore and do my own thing and take pictures. I ended up doing way too much with a lot. I ended up filling my backpack with 4 cameras, 1 digital, 1 video, the medium format, and the 35mm. Plus I had a tripod on me. My head was everywhere when I was on the hike, and it was kind of fun because I enjoy a challenge here and there. I also love trying to get as many types of photos as possible, but it really took away from being present and in the moment, which led to me messing up on the medium format and not pulling out that dark slide, because one moment I would sit on my tripod, get a nice digital shot of a waterfall, then pull out my 35mm, take some of those, and then take out the medium format. So I'm thinking, okay, how much water do I have left? How tired am I gonna get? When's the sun gonna go down? How's the lighting right now? There's so many things that were on my mind, and I probably would have gotten better quality photos if I just stuck with 1 or maybe even 2 cameras instead of 3 photography cameras. So my next tip, number 2, would be anticipate your environment. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't too thrilled with the quality of them. I definitely would have chosen maybe other types of film, probably faster film, maybe like a Fuji 400, or maybe even like a Portra 800 for these environments, just because I don't really enjoy how deep the shadows were, especially in the hikes, because again, on certain days you may get lucky and you may get more clouds. I had bright sunlight when I took these, so the contrast is just kind of a little too harsh for my liking. So whenever you're traveling, just do a quick Google. What's the weather gonna be like? What are the lighting conditions? What are other photos other photographers have taken in this nearby spot? And that can help you make a more informed decision about what kind of film you wanna bring, or even what camera you wanna bring. I would even recommend, if you're gonna do 35mm, doing something like this, like an SLR, a single lens reflex, is pretty cool because, again, you can have a 28-70 and you can have to do wider shots or zoom in, get more detailed shots if you see something pretty. But again, the cost of this is the size. So as you can see, this will fit in a backpack relatively snug, but it is not as compact as something like this Pentax SBO Mini, which I normally shoot on, and because I normally shoot on it, I wanted to try something else. That's why I brought my Olympus. But for travel, it's kind of a no-brainer. This thing can fit in your pocket, let alone it doesn't take up much space at all in your backpack. And it gives some pretty great results. So even a point and shoot 35mm is really kind of a great option for travel. On the other hand, if you're trying to get something more professional, there are smaller options for medium format. However, this is the one I own. I love the results I get from it, especially for landscapes. I'm bummed I didn't really get that many results from it when I was there, but I can always just go back. So my third tip is just explore, because you never know what awaits ahead. You can plan all you want with the weather and environment of the lighting, but at the end of the day, you never know if it's gonna be raining on the day you're there. So you might as well just go out and shoot and just try. Even though I didn't get that many results that I wanted to, I'm still very glad I did, because apart from the photography, I went out on these hikes. I went out by myself, tried to do my searches through Reddit forums, what are the cool spots, and I ended up meeting some pretty cool people who I ended up going out with that same night and making friends out of it. So you never know where photography can bring you. You can get some great results that you can post on social media or your reel or your website, but ultimately it's about the experience and the adventure. And like I said before, although I didn't get the anticipated results, that's just the nature of photography. You never know what you're gonna get. And that's even more true with film. You can plan so many certain things. That thing fell. I was on a roll. But ultimately, that's just the nature of film itself. You never know what to expect, but at least doing it and trying it will get you further than never trying at all. So although I didn't plan perfectly for this trip, I'm really glad I pushed myself, because I learned what is a good strategy for travel photography and what isn't. I'd recommend a nice small tripod. I ended up using the Peak Design aluminum, which was really fit and compact. If for film, for 35mm, I can't help but recommend a point and shoot. I think that's just, for what you can get some great sharp results for not much space in your bag, or hell, even your pocket. All in all, I hope you enjoyed what I had to say about my travels, and I hope you can learn from my mistakes. Take the dark side out of your medium format. It never hurts. I'll be posting a lot more results I got from my film, and also what I got on my digital on my Instagram at Reece O'Connor, if you're curious to see any more shots I got that are not in this video. Thank you, and goodbye.